Hello, beautiful people. Hello, beautiful friends. Hope you're having a great afternoon, evening. I want to talk about how powerful you are. I want to remind you that you have this power that's effortless and you're already manifesting. You've been manifesting your whole life, but now you're learning how to deliberately focus on the things that you want or manifest the things you want by deliberately focusing on those things and by reprogramming your mind to think about the things that you want, to believe in all possibilities. The way that I became such a powerful manifester and manifest things very instantly, like I experience a very harmonious reality, and things they just it's like incline, like it keeps getting better and better and better and better, right? How did I do that? I started becoming aware of my own thoughts. Well, first of all, I already noticed, like, oh my God, I could identify and realize that I had created everything. I know I did, because I'm the only one who would know, because I'm the one who thought the thoughts, right? I had the thoughts and imagination. So first is really accepting and knowing and saying, like, I am solely responsible for everything in this reality, and become aware of what you've thought and what has already taken place in your life, and you recognize it's you. So when you know it's you, you know that makes you even more powerful, because you can change anything right now. That's what's powerful. So even if right now you have something that you don't like, you can change it. So this what I was saying is, see yourself as a powerful manifester. See yourself as someone who knows what you're doing. Okay, even when you don't know, what should I do? Should I affirm? And what about this? And I don't understand. Okay, all those questions you're in a question state of mind. So practice being in the solution, right? Instead of the problem, be the solution. So be in the solution state of mind. The solution state of mind is like, okay, even if I don't know, I can figure this out. The answers will just come to me. I intend answers come to me. I intend that I know this information, that I intend that this feels easy, it feels effortless. I intend to feel, because I know in the beginning it feels like maybe you're manifesting something because you're anxious and you have this anxiety and you don't feel good and you're not happy and you're trying to manifest person or something into your life to make you feel better. So learn to go within and feel that happiness, okay? That's powerful, because you're not going to look for that outside thing to make you happy. So you're going to go within and say, well, how can I make myself happy? Okay, I don't feel loved and I want this person to love me, then I can take care of myself and love myself. I can do all those things for myself that I want someone else to do for me. Because when I pick that up, that aspect up in my life, it's going to reflect back to me. All right, let me look through and see what questions, if you have. Arena Bobina. So you were talking about the tips for manifesting physical appearance. Now, listen, I was just thinking about this, because earlier, were you asking that same question? Not only physical appearances, but like I've seen videos where they're talking about menstrual cycles, and the more that we say, oh my God, it's terrible and it lasts this long, I've changed my whole cycle. I used to have the worst cramps because I would focus on that, and then you talk about it and then you complain about it. So how did I change that, where I barely have any cramps? I just started affirming it. I started affirming that my body feels better, right? So you apply this to whatever you want to do. If it's about weight gain, or you want to gain weight, or you want to lose weight, you want to change something with your physical features, you want to change your eye color. I've never done that, but I always intend that my eyes look magnetic and they're very blue. But I have seen also a lot of other videos where people have manifested changes. Well, anything's possible, but I'm just saying that I have seen videos on TikTok about that. So you start affirming the story that you want. For a lifetime, maybe you didn't like something about yourself, or maybe not even a lifetime, even if it's a short period of time, and you're like, I don't like this. And the more that we focus on like our own self and what we don't like and what we hate, We don't want to be doing that, okay? We want to love and accept ourselves. And the more that we are accepting ourselves, we're bringing into that, bringing to us and attracting to us the reality and experience we do want, okay? So first of all, recognize if you have any self-hatred about this physical appearance. Start loving it, accepting it, okay? And then intend to see the change. Because when you come from this place of love and acceptance, it's going to be, you'll have less resistance about like the hating it and not wanting what you currently have creates resistance. And it's also, you're focusing on that. You're focusing on like what you don't want and what you don't like. So physical appearance change or any kind of change in your reality, it's about the story that you're telling yourself. Like you could tell yourself, okay, the society tells us as you get older, metabolism changes, your metabolism is worse. Do you want to believe that or not? Because it's not even true. So you could change that and say, I don't care what other people, they might have, their metabolism might be slow, but my metabolism is strong and I can eat anything. So it's like you could create that reality. It's deciding what you want and how you want to look at that. Oh, do you have affirmations for getting unblocked by SP? You don't worry about the fact that you're blocked or unblocked, because there was someone in my live earlier today that said, I'm blocked from my SP and they still contacted me. So that's the mindset you want to have. You want to have the mindset, because as long as you affirm they're reaching out to me, don't start micromanaging, oh my God, I'm blocked, and how, because that's focusing on the how, and how is this going to happen because I'm already blocked. And now you're focusing on being blocked. So what you want to do instead is say, that doesn't matter. You just say, so what, I'm blocked. That doesn't matter, because they want to get in touch with me. They want to move mountains for me. They will go across the country to find me. You know that. You have to believe and think that reality, because that reality will come into your experience. I mean, I think that's a better way to look at it. You can probably have infinite ways to look at that, right? You can get unblocked by saying, you know what, I'm unblocked. You can create an imaginal scene in your mind, like you're telling your best friend, oh, guess what? I'm not blocked anymore. They unblocked me, and they've been like reaching out to me and texting me and saying, you know, this and that. Okay, so you could do that too. I'm just giving you other ideas of don't worry that you are blocked, okay? Again, there's infinite ways for anything you want in your reality. There's infinite ways to look at it. And I'm just giving my perspective, so you can kind of like have realizations in the moment, like, oh wait, I don't have to think about being blocked. I can also think about, hey, they want to see me so bad, they're going to see me. They're going to jump through hoops to see me. You maybe want to affirm that. They jump through hoops to be in my presence. 9, hello, how do I get my SP to ask me on a date and commit to me? Yeah, so you affirm the story. This is all about affirming the story we want, okay? Because your thoughts precede the physical reality, this 3D reality. So whatever we're affirming to ourselves or telling ourselves is what will be taking place in our present and future. So you would affirm, this person, my SP, they asked me on a date. We are always, you can do it in many different ways, right? So I'm going to give many different ways. Like you're going to pick what resonates with you. They're always asking me on dates. We go on dates all the time. Or you say I intend, right? If you don't feel confident in saying they are doing it in the present moment, if you're not tapping into that reality, then you say, I intend they're asking me on a date. I intend they are committed to me. And then think why? Well, why not? Because I'm incredible and I'm beautiful and I'm so fun to talk to and I'm easy. We have easy conversations. So see how in your mind you entertain that idea. Okay, because the old version of us, okay, let's say this is for all of us because we're now a new version. The new version is focusing on who we are, what we want. The old version was focusing on how, we never even see each other. How are they going to ask me out? I don't even know if I'm their type. Do they even like me? Okay, that's the person who's doubting and unsure. Now you're the new version. Practice being the new version of you who is confident. And you affirm that story and see yourself like, yeah, I'm confident. Because you have to, if you don't see yourself as the best choice, then you need to affirm that. And you need to create a self-image or self-concept about yourself that you are the best choice. And when you do that and you truly feel like that's the truth, you'll see that reflect back to you. And it might not even be just your it will be your SP, but it might be other people too. I'm talking about like at work, people will see your value, right? When we see our own value, that shines through. He is ignoring me and I want to manifest a call now. What you have to do is stop noticing that he's ignoring you. Every time that you acknowledge he's ignoring me, because you literally create a reality. And what you say about it, about your reality and the story with your person, that's what is playing out. So even if you're thinking, you just have this like fleeting thought of like, I know he's ignoring me. I know he's not going to call me. You have to change that in your mind. That's why you affirm it. You affirm it until it's starting to sound more true and more natural. It sounds natural for you to say it. Okay, so you want to manifest a call now? He's calling me now. I intend he's calling me now. I know he is home from work. He's thinking about me. He's like thinking about my beautiful smile, and he just loves being in my presence. Okay, so you have to create that whole picture and that story of how do they see you? Okay, see yourself that way, the same way. And not only that, he's calling me right now. He's calling me out. And why is he calling me? Because he wants to ask me, like, let's go on this date. I have a great date planned, or let's just go chill together. Or there's a new movie. Whatever it is that you would want to imagine. There's a new restaurant that opened. I want to try it with you. I want to see how you like it. I'm making reservations. So it's you. You have to entertain in your mind those ideas and picture that reality. That reality will manifest. Okay, it will be realized. It will be externalized. It's been almost a year and no contact with my SP, and he still doesn't show interest. Okay, but Yasmin, it's something to do. So what's the story behind it? Okay, so let me ask you, why do you think there's no contact? Now you go in your mind and think, why is there no contact and why is he showing no interest? And whatever ideas are coming up in your mind right now, why do you think that? Is it going to be because he lives in another state, or whatever's coming up in your mind? Like, write that down and think about it and be like, oh my God, none of this is true. Okay, because those are probably either the block or the story that opposes what you want. So that's how you're going to help figure out what your block is. Because you can manifest him tonight. You can manifest him tonight. You just have to get in your mind more the idea and believe that that's possible. So the fact, we should never, if you're manifesting a person, it should never be like, well, there's still no interest. There's still no interest. Because every time we go to that place of saying there's no interest, we're creating that there's no interest. And we feel it, right? You don't have to have feelings to manifest, right? But when we do have a deep emotion, my experience before I discovered all this, when I go back and connect the dots of how I manifested, I do find there were times when I was extremely had some emotional attachment, or even when it was resentment, and that manifested really fast, or when I had great excitement. So it is true that feelings can manifest powerfully. At least in my world, they've been powerful for that. So when we have an emotion of it's not happening, that's a powerful emotion. Or a emotion of feeling rejected, right? How does that feel when we're rejected? Or and the anxiety, and the more we feel that anxiety, a feeling of anxiety, which I don't know if you have that or not. For those of you who have that, I've gone through that. That feeling of anxiety is feeling like a lack, like I don't have it. So what can you do to get over that anxiety? Start doing more things that you enjoy doing. Start making a life list of things that you are passionate about, that you'd like to do, that you'd like to accomplish. Work on yourself, spend more time on yourself, because then you're going to start feeling really good about yourself. Okay? And then you go revisit the story. Like, well, what is the story? Why aren't they? Because I'm incredible. Why aren't they contacting me? Are they in medical school and you think that, you know, that they don't want to be in a relationship because they got to finish school and they don't have time? Then that's just a story. Because people go to medical school together and they stay together for years. There are, you know, so that exists. You have to tell the story you want. So is affirming enough? Not necessarily, because here's why. Let's say you affirm, let's say you're like, okay, I'm going to affirm in the morning and I'm going to affirm at night when I'm just like really relaxed and I'm feeling good. And you affirm the story you want, and you affirm, oh, I'm going to, with an SP, oh, they're contacting me. They love being in a relationship with me. You know, so you tell that whole story and you affirm it. And now let's say it's 3 hours later and you're at work. And at work, you're complaining to your friend, or whether you're working from home or wherever, but you're moving on with your day. And now you're saying all opposing thoughts about this. And you're thinking, well, I'm single, and will I ever meet anyone? And will I? Okay, so it's about noticing those thoughts, which is your mental diet. So being aware of what are the thoughts that you're thinking throughout the day. Because if those thoughts don't align with it, with your affirmation, you're not getting into the momentum of this reality feeling so real. Okay, we're kind of going back and forth. So it's getting your thoughts aligned through the day. You don't have to affirm through the day, but you want to start thinking, if you keep thinking, well, am I going to be alone forever? Then you want to stop saying that to yourself and say, no. Because I know my thoughts create. I know and assume the love of my life is happening right now. All right. So now you could be at a place. I have many instances where start seeing yourself as someone who says, you know what, affirming can be enough. Because I get to a place where I'm like, I just affirmed it, or I scripted, I just wrote it down in my notebook that, you know, whatever I write down in this notebook manifests. I wrote it down and I know it's done. And I know I don't even have to visit it. That's my story and my belief behind it. And I built my confidence. So work on building your confidence. You're manifesting confidence, right? That you are creating that confidence. So build that confidence. How do you build it? You build it by manifesting deliberately things every day. That's how you build that. You build your faith, you build your confidence, and you know it's you. So you got to keep testing it, and you have to be aware of how you're directing your thoughts. And the more you do that, you'll be like, oh my God, I did that, and I did that, and I did that. And then you're like, if I can do all of that, I can do this. You're going to want to affirm and pay attention to what is your mental diet. SP is in my life, and I'm practicing visualizing commitment from him. Any tips for living in the end? Yeah, well, like, living in the end is, what does the living in the end look like to you? Does it look like you live together? Does it look like you're engaged? Does it look like you're married? So you take that picture of what you can do. Is what I found powerful in my experience when I was going through like that journey of manifesting an SP or X, right? So script out, what does that look like? Because you're really getting focused on what you want when you're scripting it. And just say, okay, so let's say you wanted to be living together. Like, imagine you're living together today. Now, what does that look like? You could script that out and say, well, you know, we woke up together. It's such a beautiful day. We're always in a good mood, right? Create that and create that it's always harmonious and you're in a good mood. Why not? I create that. So you're writing that out. Okay. And then you read it through and you can take your affirmations from that. Like, and you imagine like, oh, we are waking up together. Like, we're waking up together every morning and saying like, good morning, princess, or good morning, beautiful, or good morning, baby. Right. And what does that look like? Like, you're in the kitchen making breakfast, he's making, or she or he, you know, whoever is your SP, they're making breakfast with you or for you. and you're laughing and what is like you're having a great time. So living in the end is even just a glimpse of that. You don't have to play that whole story out for like 10 minutes. You can even just take 30 seconds of your day to have that glimpse of like, oh yeah, I love that idea that we're laughing and having breakfast together and starting our day in such a great mood. Okay, that would be living in the end. You don't have to spend hours and hours upon end of that moment. It's just you planted that seed and now you want to go back to that place because it feels good, and you want to remind yourself that that's your focus and attention manifests also. So that's why we want to think about it again and live it and feel it. Okay, when I say feel it, because I've had a couple of people ask about feeling it. When I say feel it, I just like feel that this could be true. I've been feeling so good, I'm persisting less. What else can I do? You don't need to do anything else, okay? If you're feeling good, you're persisting less because, you know why you're persisting less? Because you don't have that resistance anymore. You're not trying to like affirm a story that doesn't sound true. I mean, this is most likely the case. So you're persisting less because you're like, I believe this is working. I know this is working, okay? So what else you can do is build your faith and confidence. Just keep manifesting deliberately every day. Every day. Okay, you're manifesting all the time, but I'm talking about deliberately. Manifest things. Manifest things that you wouldn't normally see. I always manifest things crazy. Sometimes I manifest things crazy with nature, like where the squirrel just comes up to me when I'm taking a walk and it's like literally at my foot, or like the bird is at the window, you know? So those, you know, some sort of idea where you know that it's you and it's not just like coincidence or anything like that. How can I get clear skin? Okay, focus on, I affirmed for a long time. I mean, I always had pretty good clear skin. But, you know, so affirm, but I also affirm it, right? I affirm my skin is glowing and clear and it's exactly how I want to be. Okay. So sometimes we'll look in the mirror like, oh, I hate this and I've got this blemish and I got this and I can't stand it, you know, like, so you want to try to just stop doing that. Okay. And you're going to go, oh, okay, I got this, but it'll go away. I know my skin is clearing up. Now, can it magically clear up overnight? It can. Or it depends on your belief system, right? Or maybe you'll be guided you'll see a video where someone says, try this product. It works really great. You may buy it. You may be inspired to buy that. You use it and you're like, oh my God, it worked. It's working because you're already in that place where you have a belief behind it that it'll work, okay? So it's okay if it's not like magically happening overnight, okay? Because maybe you're not totally at that place, but believe that's possible. But also be open to saying whatever steps and whatever I'm inspired to do, I intend it's gonna work for me. Focus more on what you want. So focusing on what you want is, my skin is clear and glowing and illuminating, and I just feel like I'm radiating my beauty. Okay, spend more time just saying that you're radiating your own beauty. Talk about to yourself about your own beauty. I radiate beauty from the inside out. I feel beautiful. I'm always beautiful, no matter what. Even if we have something on it, you know, not clear skin, see yourself as beautiful. I know you're probably not saying that you don't think you're not beautiful, but my point is just see the beauty in everything. I want to manifest 100K this month. What do I need to do? Well, start affirming it. You can write it out or affirm it. So what would you see if that happened? You would see in your bank account. So can you close your eyes for like a split second and say, oh, I can see that 100K in my bank account. Oh, how would I spend that money? Start thinking about things you spend money on. Okay, my dog. Start noticing. Now, I don't know what your money mindset is. Rocky, come here. Sorry, there's a dog next door going a little crazy now, my dog. But start to notice, what is your mindset around money? Because you think that there's scarcity, or do you see abundance? And you have to practice focusing on the abundance more than you do on the lack and the scarcity. So if you're like, I never have enough money, I can't go here because I don't have enough, start just changing that. Say, you know what? right now I'm going to spend my money on something else, but I intend that the money comes to me. See, you could do affirmations like, for every dollar I spend, $100 comes back to me. So it's like money is like this wave, right? Every time money goes out, money comes back in. Imagine money's always in your wallet, or money's coming back in your purse. So as you spend it, it's always coming back. So this could just be something that you're always thinking about with your money mindset. And then you affirm. You can imagine that you're telling, your parents or your best friend, like, wow, I manifested $100,000. I wanted to do it and I did it. And they're saying, oh my God, congratulations, that's incredible, right? So that's an imaginal conversation that you can use as living in the end as if you had that money. Okay, just keep affirming it. I intend, I've got this. Manifest a video chat with SP. Okay, so it's all about imagining what you want. You can imagine that you were telling a friend, like, oh yeah, I was talking to my man or my woman, whatever, my person yesterday. And, imagine you're imagining in the future as if it happened yesterday, like as if it already happened. If you can be in that state more as if it already happened, because you're embodying and feeling like, oh, that already happened, right? Our subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what we imagine and what's truly happening. Okay, there's like scientific proof with quantum physics and science about that. So imprint on your mind that it has already happened. All right, and you could say an intention or an affirmation. I intend they video call me. Okay, and the same thing, like I've said earlier, if you were here, you go on, well, of course they want to video call me because they love hearing my voice. I make their day feel even more special. They just love to call me after work to like talk about what's been going on, and they always feel better after talking to me. They feel great. Like, how do they feel when they talk to you? They want to be connected with you in your world, right? I think a big part of manifesting is you seeing yourself as like the main character, especially with manifesting an SP, but you see yourself as like this main character in your world, okay? Stop looking at someone else as a beauty standard and you decide, you know what, I'm the beauty standard. Stop looking at someone else saying, oh, their life is so amazing. No, start looking at your life and saying, my life is so amazing. And then, okay, if it doesn't feel amazing, well, what do I want to start to work on in my life to make it feel amazing? Okay, so that is a big key to not only getting your specific person, but like truly living a life, right? Living a lifestyle of feeling whole and happy and complete by making it your world. This whole world right here, you see your world, it's your world. You don't want to be a part of their world. They're coming into your world. This is your perspective, right? When you have this perspective, things are just going to want to be part of your world. So you'll be like, damn, my world's so great. Everything wants to be part of it. Everything wants to come into my world. Is it possible to change an outcome like a final grade for a class? Absolutely. So start visualizing you already got that grade. I affirm my kids just get straight A's. I affirm they're naturally smart. Are they? Yes. My son came home randomly and was like, oh yeah, I'm like the winner of the spelling bee in the whole class. And I was like, really? Like I didn't affirm that. But see, I affirm that these kind of things happen. Did I expect that? Not really, but I know that I affirm. Here's what I do. This is what you can do with yourself. When I think about my own kids, they're like little grade schoolers, right? I don't worry about them. So start feeling like I'm not worried about myself, right? I'm not worried about them. I'm not worried about myself because I know I have what it takes to get what I want. Start visualizing. I'm an A student. Even when I don't know the answers, the answer just comes to me. I'm just like, I have this like initiative or intuition to pick the right answer, even when I wasn't even sure. And then the answers just come to me. I know. Okay, so you have to practice this and you will become this. Okay, you could create that you have a photographic memory just by affirming it. And I know like Dr. Joe Dispenza, I mean, he totally teaches something a little bit different, but it's similar because it's reality creation, right? This is all reality creation and manifesting, like creating the life we want. So like in his seminars, he has people sit down and say, Like, hello, I'm a genius. Like, introduce yourself as a genius. So not that you want to introduce yourself to everybody as a genius, but think of yourself as, you know what? I am a genius. I am a creative person. I am smart. Okay, even if you don't think you are, you start affirming it now, you will become that. I didn't really think I was creative, but I think I'm making pretty creative TikToks. So I affirmed that, by the way, 3 or 4 years ago when I was like, what am I doing? I want to be more creative. I want to feel more inspired. I want to be more on a path of passion. I just affirmed that. That's what I wanted. Instead of saying, I don't know what I want. I don't know how to do it. Okay. And I know I kind of got off the track of like, how do you manifest a grade of an A? But you start seeing yourself as, you know what? I am an A student. I always get good grades. Okay, you can visualize that you see the results, like maybe, on your computer, and you're looking, you're like, oh yeah, I got an A. I knew I'd get an A. Or you're telling your best friend, like, yeah, what'd you get? Because I got an A. You got an A too? Create your friends get A's, because you can do that. You can create your friends are geniuses. I don't want to see his Instagram profile because I think I would find something ugly. Okay, look it. What you're writing there is showing me that you have an expectation of finding something you don't want. Okay, that's okay that you're, but let's catch that right now. So, first of all, don't even look at their Instagram profile because you're not stable enough to be looking there, because you're looking there thinking you're going to find worst case scenario or something you don't like. So you need to get more stable on who you are in your relationship to, how this person and how they're acting and coming into your life. So start affirming self-concept. You're not going to find anything ugly. So if you think you are, you will. Start affirming he's checking out your Instagram profile because he wants to know what you're up to. You don't even need to check his. I'm telling you, you don't have to take action. This will all come to you. But you need to affirm that story, okay? You're going to probably take inspired action. You're going to want to live life. The goal here is to live life and have fun and enjoy. But I'm telling you, I've affirmed such a harmonious life that I literally have a thought and it comes to me. The text comes to me, or somebody tells me this opportunity. It's coming to me because I've created that. Okay, did I create it overnight? No, but I affirmed it. I affirmed it and I affirmed it. And then it reflected back to me. I was like, oh, it's working. Okay, so what you want to do is say, you're the special person. You're the most unique person in this world. See yourself as that person and affirm that, and affirm that they want to be a part of that. You're so cool and so intriguing and so unique that they're like, oh, let me see what Alicia is up to on Instagram. Oh, damn, she's looking good. Oh my God, I want to contact her. That's what you want to think. Okay, you have to train your mind to think this way. So stop thinking worst case scenario, think best case scenario. Okay, we were trained to think that, I think. We weren't trained, but so many things in our life prepared us for worst case scenario. So start thinking, you know what, I'm going to expect best case scenario in my life, and I know that it could be best case scenario or even better. Because sometimes we don't even know with our limited mind, we think we want something. It could be even bigger and even better, and we'll be like, damn, I'm happy I got that. And that's cool too. I would love to know how to let my SP marry me this year in the mosque. Okay, so affirm that story. Affirm that you are getting married. So can you picture what the mosque looks like, right? Imagine it's your wedding day, or you can imagine it's a year past it and you're celebrating your 1-year anniversary. There's infinite ways, again, that you can visualize. And also when I say visualize, it also means you could visualize, affirm, or script out, however you want to do that. It's really just thinking in your mind the story that you want, right? So the story, you've been married for a year, and now you're reminiscing about that wonderful day on your wedding in the mosque, what it looked like, what did it feel like, how did you feel? You're so elated, you're feeling excited, you're feeling more beautiful than ever, feeling so loved. So it's like embracing that that like moment and that feeling. What does that feel like? Okay. So you can do that, or you can affirm, I intend this is the year. You can imagine you have a ring on your finger. You can imagine that they propose to you. All right. So there's a lot of ways to do that. I'm just giving a lot of different ways so you can choose what resonates with you. There's not one way to manifest. The one way you do manifest is by focusing on the story that you want. So however you focus on the story you want could be in any different way, any way that feels good to you. It could just be you saying, you know what? I know and I have conviction we are getting married this year. It's going to be in this mosque and it's done. And you could just be like done with it. You don't have to affirm over and over. You just say, I know it's done. Your friends ask you, go, I don't need to talk about it because it's done. I'm expecting it. Start looking at dresses. What are the beautiful dresses you want to wear? My SP blocked me. I called him on a private number and he said he'd call the cops. I feel sick. Okay, revise. It's okay. I'm sure we've all been in those kind of situations where we felt sick about something that happened. Okay, first of all, I'm going to tell you it's okay. Now, you just like breathe and say, this is okay, it's okay. You, in your mind, if you create a new story, like, you know what? It's not that bad. Okay? It's not that bad. Okay, so it depends on, like, I would have to talk to you to see how you feel about this. If that doesn't feel like it resonates with you to revise it, then just don't visit the past story. Start focusing on a new story right now. The new story would be, okay, so what do you want? What is your goal? Your goal is that you two are talking, or that you're dating, or that you're hanging out, or in a relationship. Then affirm that. You don't have to know how all of that happens in between, but it will happen. Go to the end. Going to the end means you're visualizing that you are together. You don't have to think, how did it happen with this? How did I get unblocked? How did he forgive me? Da, da, da. Just believe in believe all things are possible. Believe that you forgive everyone, past, present, and future, and everyone in your life forgives you. Have that belief, okay? So then just go to the end and focus on that story. The story of you are together, okay? And if you know you're together, would you feel worried and anxious? This is you practicing not feeling worried and anxious. You would feel instead a sense of relief, right? You'd feel more of a sense of relief. So if you can't find a sense of relief in just the story when you're thinking about him, then find a sense of relief in something else in your life. Get your body to feel more relieved. How could you feel relieved? Go work out, go for a walk, go do something you enjoy doing, go play music, go read a book, right? These things will put you in a better relaxed state. And then when you're in a relaxed state, maybe you want to say, oh, I'm feeling good. Let me imagine that we are together. So you can affirm it, or you can imagine it, or you could script it. Right? Those are techniques. But I find that techniques are powerful. They worked for me. And everything I wrote down in 1 year manifested. Everything. The place I live, this place my kids went to school, SP, everything I wrote in there was manifesting. Manifested a lump sum of money, 6 figures, okay? All of that. So, anyway, I was just gonna say that the technique that you use is to make you feel good. And I already knew, I would say, well, whatever I write down in this notebook will become true, okay? On the front of the notebook, I know I'm saying this because I'm reminding myself how powerful this was, because everything did become true. So my belief was like, whatever I'm writing down is powerful. It's becoming true. It's coming from me. So you can do that. I just created a notebook. If you want my notebook, it's in the link in the bio. You can get it from Amazon. It just has a big heart, and it says everything I write in this, everything I write down becomes true. That's just for fun. Yeah, he's a friend with benefits. Don't think, oh my God, we're friends with benefits, this is not going anywhere. Okay, because we create a stereotype or an assumption about that relationship. Stop going to the outside world. You go within and you say, this, you start focusing on the connection that you have. This means that we are going to be in a relationship. The fact that we have this great chemistry and what we currently have, it's a great thing to build on. So you have to create that story that it is a great thing to build on. You already have great communication and great chemistry, and it's only building your stronger relationship. And you have to imagine that he thinks highly of you, and he thinks, because we make an assumption about our friends with benefits, and especially as a woman, right? And we assume that we're just being used or whatever. So you have to completely disregard those kind of ideas and say, well, there's so much evidence. Find evidence in the world where people were friends with benefits and it turned into the most beautiful blossoming relationship that lasted forever or for the longest time. Okay, so it's you creating that story and that belief. A-fulls, tips for manifesting quick cash for rent. Okay, well, I was talking about money. Start, just write it down. Just say, whatever I write down, I'm going to manifest. I'm going to manifest an extra $100. I intend to, I have no idea how. Here's how you release some of your resistance. I have no idea how this has happened, how this will happen, but I know it can happen, and I intend, I'm getting an extra $100 or extra $500. Write it down. Say, I intend to receive an extra $500. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly. Money comes quickly. You have to have those thoughts versus, oh my God, I never have enough money. Money is hard to come by. I have to work hard for money. Okay, you have to look at those thoughts and say, do I want that to be my reality? No. Money comes easily. You don't even know, somebody that cares for you could say, hey, I won a lot of money and I wanted to give you a gift of an extra $100. Okay, so be someone who receives. I receive money. See the world as abundant, that there's so much abundance out there for you. Okay, you can find abundance in anything. You could see a lot of trees and say there's an abundance of trees. There's an abundance of beauty. There's so much abundance in this world. Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, so also you can imagine like, oh, I paid my rent. How would that feel? So that could be an imaginal scene in your mind. I already paid my rent. It's done. I feel relieved. The money just came to me. You could say, I don't even believe this, but I know it's going to work. Okay? Because the goal is to like release that resistance and release like our reasoning mind that wants to think about like how, and that's not realistic and that's not logical. So how do we do that? This is how I did it, and this works for me, and I know it works. It's just releasing it and saying, I don't even know how, but I just want it so bad it's going to happen. You have to be like a child who the night before Christmas, okay, if you celebrate Christmas, right? But like the night before your birthday or Christmas or something like that, where you're like, you just know you're getting something for Christmas, and so can you tap into that like anticipation of like, I know this is coming. I'm excited about it. What about giving, okay, wait, okay. Vihara, I've been manifesting my SP for maybe 3 months, and then last month he got a girlfriend. Okay, well, don't notice that he got a girlfriend, but I thought things were finally looking up for us. When there's like a third party that comes into play, you want to go internally and say, was I jealous? Did I feel insecure? Did I feel not chosen? Because when we have those feelings, that reflects back to us by someone else being chosen. If we have jealous feelings, we're going to see an experience that makes us jealous. Okay? So go internally, and because everyone's yourself pushed out. That girlfriend only came in the picture because of your thoughts. Because you thought you weren't chosen. It doesn't matter. He doesn't have a girl. You have to decide right now, there is no other girlfriend. Okay, don't focus on her. Now you've decided he has a girlfriend, so you have to dissolve that story, and you focus on yourself. Okay, you have to see yourself. I point to myself. We're all one. You have to see yourself as the best the best option, the best choice. And the more you see yourself that way, it's going to reflect back to you. There is no other. It's only you, okay? So if we have an insecurity, our insecurities are going to play out. You just have to keep practicing practicing your self-love, focusing on this self-journey, because you're going to see your whole world change. Alicia, you're thinking the worst. Well, here, you know what's powerful? Is that you're catching it, that we're thinking the worst. So now that you've caught it, that's like the first step. And that's maybe not even the first step, but that is a big step. The big step is like, oh my God, all the things I've been thinking. I'm always thinking worst case scenario. It's not even our fault. This is all unconscious. Our parents probably told us, worst case scenario, we better grab everything and bring everything with us, because worst case scenario, we need it all. Okay, so just start thinking, that's an old thought. I don't even believe that anymore. I'm going to focus on best case scenario. Let's see. I'm doing good in I'm doing good in most parts, but any affirmation for quicker texts from SP? I've been saying same ones every day, but this is something I need to work on, as it's on badness. I don't react to... Okay, there's maybe more to your question. Okay, so you're working on... So recognition, I think, is so powerful. So just recognizing what your thoughts are, because maybe for a lifetime, which was my case until I discovered all this, was that I didn't even realize I had limiting beliefs. I didn't really realize I had disempowering thoughts, or I had a lack mindset. I was like victim mentality, total victim mentality. And I was playing the victim and I didn't even know it. Maybe I kind of knew it, but I didn't know it. And I didn't know how bad it actually was affecting my experiences, that I was experiencing the things I didn't want. So it's a matter of just recognizing that. So now, if you've been focusing all the things you didn't want, you've probably been bringing those things you didn't want into your life. So this is a great step, because all you have to do is say, wow, wait a minute, if I can bring all what I don't want because I focused on it, I'm so powerful. I can right now decide what I do want and make sure that I do get that. And I am going to give it to myself. I'm going to give myself everything I want and everything I deserve, because I deserve the world. Oh, you don't react to him or the 3D. You play it cool. Good. So the not reacting part is really essential, because as we react, our reaction is like... It's like a ripple effect, right? So if we can learn not to react and go within and change the story to what we do want, and that's just a habit of, it's just becoming a habit of that new thought process. And it might feel a little different in the beginning, but it becomes easier. You just have to intend, like, this is easier. You have to see yourself as someone who looks at reality differently. Like, I get questions sometimes like, how do you not feel delusional? Well, guess what? That's because I also felt delusional in this journey several years ago, when I was like, what, how does this work? Now I don't see that way whatsoever, because I've completely conformed to this new version of me. There's nothing delusional about this. I know how to manifest what I want. There are no mysteries to me, because I know what I want. I get what I want. I'm expecting to get everything I want. It may be today, it may be tomorrow, it could be in a year, and I'm not worried about that, because I've already created. I'm not worried, because I already know I'm living happily ever after. There's nothing to worry about. So for me now, this is like the game of life and how to play it, right? There's the book, The Game of Life and How to Play It, by Florence Scovel Shinn. She teaches a little bit differently, but she's really powerful, like in that book, because I see it not like, sort of like a game in a way. In a game where, like, this is fun, and this is supposed to be fun, and this is supposed to be exciting, and I am supposed to get what I want. Not only me, I want everyone to get what they want. I want every single person. If I'm driving down the street, I point to people, I go, you're getting a promotion, and I just point to people and I think everybody's getting big stuff today. So think big for everybody. Love you all. Have a wonderful evening. Love you all. Bye. If you'd like to purchase the journal I created, everything I write in this journal becomes true. The link is in the description.